Imagine a world where every moment of your day is devoted to the pursuit of pleasure. Think about it, the promise of constant gratification, an endless stream of entertainment, distractions, and indulgences, designed to satisfy your every craving. Now ask yourself, what price would you pay for this? Could the relentless chase for happiness lead not to liberation but to enslavement? Today, we'll uncover how the pursuit of pleasure warned about by Aldous Huxley can become a form of modern slavery. We'll explore timeless wisdom and contemporary psychology to reveal how our desire for comfort, ease, and gratification might quietly rob us of our freedom and humanity. By the end of this journey, you'll gain a profound insight, a perspective that could change the way you see your life forever. Let's embark on this exploration into the hidden dangers of pleasure and discover how we can reclaim our freedom in a world determined to keep us chained to fleeting desires. Aldous Huxley, in his seminal work Brave New World, painted a chilling picture of a dystopia where humanity surrendered its autonomy for the illusion of happiness. Citizens were pacified with soma, a drug ensuring they remained content, no matter how meaningless their lives became. Huxley argued that this wasn't control through chains or prisons, it was control through pleasure, so intoxicating that no one bothered to resist. Now, reflect on the society we live in today. From the constant ping of notifications to the endless scroll of social media, aren't we being offered our own version of soma? Psychologists like Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi, known for his work on the concept of flow, warn us that while technology can create moments of engagement, it also traps us in cycles of addictive behaviors. Algorithms feed us tailored pleasures videos, advertisements, and content that keep us hooked, but ultimately leave us feeling empty. Take a moment to think. How often do you turn to your phone for a quick hit of joy, only to find hours have passed, leaving you more drained than fulfilled? This is the dark side of the pursuit of pleasure. Modern psychology calls this phenomenon the hedonic treadmill. No matter how much happiness we achieve, we quickly adapt to it, returning to a baseline level of contentment. Whether it's a new car, a delicious meal, or even a thrilling experience, the joy fades, and the craving for the next fix begins. In Huxley's terms, we become prisoners to our own desires, constantly chasing satisfaction that remains just out of reach. This isn't just theoretical, it's practical. Research shows a troubling correlation between the rise of modern conveniences and declining mental health. A 2020 study published in the Journal of Affective Disorders found that excessive screen time, particularly on social media platforms, is linked to higher rates of anxiety and depression. What's alarming is how this cycle feeds itself. The more disconnected and unhappy we feel, the more we seek solace in the very devices that perpetuate our misery. What is the true cost of this endless pursuit of pleasure? Philosopher Viktor Frankl, a Holocaust survivor and author of Man's Search for Meaning, argued that genuine fulfillment comes not from chasing happiness, but from finding purpose. He believed that when individuals lack meaning in their lives, they are more likely to seek distractions, which only deepen their existential void. Ask yourself, are you living a life of purpose, or have you unknowingly allowed the pursuit of pleasure to dictate your choices? This question isn't merely philosophical, it's profoundly practical. Every day, we face decisions. Should we binge another series or spend time with loved ones? Should we scroll aimlessly or invest in personal growth? These small moments, seemingly inconsequential, accumulate into the framework of our lives. Huxley once remarked, most human beings have an almost infinite capacity for taking things for granted. In the pursuit of constant pleasure, we risk overlooking the deeper joys of existence, relationships, creativity, self-discovery, and contributing to something greater than ourselves. Pleasure, when pursued recklessly, does not lead to freedom. Instead, it creates invisible chains that bind us to habits, cravings, and distractions, sapping our energy, time, and potential. As we continue, we'll explore the hidden systems that thrive on our addiction to pleasure and how we can break free from them. But for now, reflect on this. Are you living as a free individual, or are you merely a consumer in a world that profits from your desires? Let this thought guide you as we delve deeper into understanding and self-liberation. Imagine a marketplace where the currency is your attention. In this world, the most valuable commodity isn't gold, oil, or even technology, it's you. Every moment you spend scrolling, clicking, or consuming, you're not just engaging with content, you're being bought and sold. Welcome to the attention economia system that thrives on your addiction to pleasure and keeps you locked in an endless cycle of consumption. Neuroscientist Dr. Robert Sapolsky, an expert in stress and dopamine research, explains that our brains are wired to seek rewards. Every time we experience something pleasurable, our brain releases dopamine, reinforcing behaviors. Whether it's the satisfaction of likes on a post, the excitement of a new purchase, or the rush of winning a game, this dopamine hit creates a feedback loop that keeps us coming back for more. Here's the catch. The anticipation of pleasure often releases more dopamine than the pleasure itself. That's why we eagerly wait for a text reply or obsessively refresh our feeds. It's not the outcome, it's the possibility of reward that keeps us hooked. In this way, the attention economy turns us into perpetual seekers, always yearning but never truly satisfied. Breaking free is easier said than done. The system we live in doesn't just encourage pleasure-seeking, it normalizes it. Advertisements promise instant happiness, and cultural messages equate success with material wealth. Philosopher Erich Fromm warned of this trap in his book, To Have or to Be. He argued that modern society's obsession with possession over being leads to a superficial existence, where true joy is replaced by the hollow satisfaction of ownership. So, what's the alternative? It begins with a shift in mindset, from seeking pleasure to seeking purpose. This doesn't mean abandoning joy or indulgence, but rethinking their role in our lives. Psychologist Martin Seligman, the father of positive psychology, showed that the most fulfilling lives are centered on meaning, engagement, and relationships. Pleasure is part of the equation, but it's not the whole. Take a moment to reflect. What brings you true joy? Not the fleeting kind that fades with time, but the lasting satisfaction that comes from creating, connecting, and contributing. Can you identify one area of your life where you're prioritizing short-term gratification over long-term growth? As we move into the final part of this journey, we'll explore the ultimate key to breaking free from the chains of pleasure. This revelation has the power to transform not just how you live, but who you are. Stay with us, because the most important lesson is still to come. Real freedom comes not from doing whatever we want, but from having the discipline to choose what truly matters. Philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche once wrote, "He who has a why to live can bear almost anyhow." When we anchor our lives to a deep purpose, the fleeting allure of pleasure loses its grip on us. Purpose acts as a compass, guiding us through distractions and temptations toward a life of significance. Start by asking yourself, what legacy do I want to leave behind? How can I use my strengths to contribute to others? When faced with difficulty, how can I transform it into an opportunity for growth? These questions may not be easy, but they are transformative. By seeking answers, you take the first steps toward breaking free from the chains of pleasure and stepping into a life of purpose. True happiness, as Aristotle believed, comes from eudaimonia, the flourishing life. This isn't a life of endless pleasure, but a life aligned with virtue, wisdom, and intentionality. Discipline is the ability to choose long-term rewards over short-term gratification. As author Jocko Willink says, discipline equals freedom. To cultivate discipline, start small. Wake up a little earlier to meditate or reflect. Set aside time each day to pursue meaningful goals. Limit exposure to distractions that drain your energy and attention. These small acts of self-control may seem insignificant, but they create a ripple effect, gradually reshaping your life.